Hi, I'm Karen. We're here at Montavilla Sewing Center, and we're going to talk about the Baby Lock Victory, which is also similar to the Baby Lock Imagine if you have one of those sergers. Okay, today we're going to talk about the accessories that come with your machine. First of all, I'm going to tell you that when your machine is new, you're going to have some accessories in this little accessory tray. It's going to be a smaller package of accessories. It's right in here, and it includes some of your most used accessories. And some of those are going to be your tweezers. Now the tweezers are really good. If you watched my threading video, you noticed how I used it to grab the loop of thread after we've threaded the needle. It's really handy for that. And of course your brush, which is essential for maintaining your serger, making sure that you clean out that dust regularly. And then you have two screwdrivers, the larger and the smaller, larger. The larger one would be for unscrewing this one here. You can get more torque this way, but usually you're going to use the smaller one more often because that's where you want to change your needles, and you want to have that available for that. There's also some needle clamp screws here. They're exactly like these. Now the reason why you might need these is, let's say you took a needle out, started sewing, look back up, no screw because it fell out. That's probably because you didn't tighten it back down. We all make little mistakes like that. Well, you've got two extra chances to make sure we tighten it up each time. So if you lose a screw, you've got two extras right there. Then we've got this little Allen wrench. Now the Allen wrench is for if you're going to do a lot of maintenance where you're taking the foot off and taking the needle plate off so you can clean around those feed dogs, which it might be good to do every now and then. On page 48 in your manual, it talks about that. You'd put this Allen wrench back here and loosen it according to the directions in the book. Because there's not a lot of room to put something like a screwdriver in there. That's why you have the Allen wrench. Here we have an extra blade. Now this extra blade is the upper blade. The reason why they give you only the upper blade is because the upper blade is a softer metal and it's more likely to get dull than the lower blade. If you need to replace the upper blade, you can do it yourself according to the directions in the book, but it needs to be put just the right height. So I personally would recommend that you just bring your machine in with the blade, have them replace it here, and they can do that quickly. Now, sergers do a lot of sewing, so it might be good to bring your machine in for maintenance, say once a year. That would be a good idea. Okay, then we have extra needles. The HA by 1SP is a standard serger needle. Says right there what kind of needles you have. You get 3 size 11, 2 size 14. The reason why you get an extra size 11 is because these packages hold 5 needles, so you get an extra 11. But if you ever do change one needle, make sure you change both of them at the same time. Like if your needles start getting dull, change your needles. After a big project, big involved project, I would recommend changing your needles. You want to have a nice sharp needle. It's going to prevent skip stitches and just go cleanly through your fabric. You can also use size 12 needles. That would be fine too. Over here we have these foam discs. Now what these are for, if you use household sewing thread instead of your cone thread, you'd want to take these spool holders off, put this on here, and then you could sit a spool of household sewing thread on here and use that as a thread. The reason why you might want to do that is because sometimes your serger colors are not at the exact color that you want, or you're using a specialty thread or something like that, and then you'd use these little caps like this. Also, some of your specialty threads are really, they just kind of unspool by themselves while they're sitting there, so you have thread nets you can put around this. Think like a knitter. Sometimes we'll have a kind of a net around their ball of yarn to keep it nice and flowing nice and evenly as they're knitting. Same idea with this. Now there's 4 of these and they're kind of long, so if you have short spools, you can either fold it down like this over your spool or just cut this in half, and that works to shorten it like that. You also have your cover. Now this is a plastic cover that has, I think it has an area for your handle to go through. When you're not using your machine, keep your machine covered. That will help prevent the dust and lint from getting all down inside your machine. It'll keep it nice and clean. Okay, you also have your quick reference guide. Now this is a really, really handy guide. Think of each of these as like a recipe card. You would, if you want to do, for instance, 3-thread rolled edge, follow all the instructions and all the pictures on this, and you'll get a beautiful 3-thread rolled edge. And then, of course, you have your instruction reference guide. This also explains a lot of what's in here, but this is more like a synopsis, and it's a full-color synopsis. So these can be used in tandem. This is just a little more detailed. And then here is one of our really neat tools. It is, I should probably take this out just to show you what it looks like. This is a wire with, looks like a needle threader there. This is for threading lofty thread like this through your loopers. So you can engage your loopers, poke this down through until the end of this is poking through the end of that, and you can thread through your lofty or specialty threads that are a little bit thick to get through there. So that's called the looper needle threader. And and also, of course, in your accessories you have your foot control, but that's pretty standard. The foot control and the power plug are in the same plug here. It's all one piece. So that's our accessories. If this video was helpful to you, give us a thumbs up. If you have any comments or questions, you can do so in the box down below. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more videos on other machines. Thanks, bye.